What's up, y'all? Welcome to today's Three in the Key. I'm Jay, and people need to stop leaving their fish in the car, man. It's cold. I'm tired of seeing frozen fish bowls on TikTok. It's getting ridiculous.
Yo. Yo, I'm Kaim, and I am a shooter. I will shoot from half court.
Hey man. I'm Grant, and I'm the host that thinks the Dallas Cowboys are the most fraudulent franchise ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
they got 40 piece.
viewers. We're gonna lose some viewers over that, but they are fraudulent, so no bad
Yeah.
here. Today on Three in the Key, we're gonna be talking about that Siakam trade. We're gonna get a little into the Jazz and their hot streak. Special halftime. We talk about corporate culture, and we also mentioned the "It Is What It Is" podcast with Cameron and Mace. And then we finish out by talking about the possible MVP frontrunner, Joel Embiid. Stay tuned. So, boys, I know y'all saw that Siakam trade go down, and we were talking about the Raptors not too long ago, and we were saying they might just have to blow it up at this point, and that's what it looks like they're doing. They're in rebuild mode. What do y'all think?
But they're in rebuild mode, but the players they're getting are still decent. I really like the trade for the Raptors. They got Bruce Brown. They got 3 first-round picks. All for Siakam, a guy who is really good, a couple of All-Stars, but has a couple of offensive limitations. I mean, I think the Raptors are going to be better than they think they are. With RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, they got another role player, Bruce Brown, all these players, Dennis Schroeder over there. I think they're going to be an okay team. So from the Raptors' point of view, I like the trade a lot. Pick up more first-round picks, see what's going on. They seem like they're moving in the right direction.
I agree with you. I think they realized that Pascal wasn't going to be a number one option for a championship team. So they are. They have the supporting cast now. They have Bruce Brown. They have great role players, like you said, Dennis Schroeder, Portal. So all these
And I forgot about Scotty Barnes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're building around Scotty. So they're trying to maybe find a good 2 for Scotty throughout the draft. And I mean, it was gonna happen sooner or later. They kind of reached their limit with Pascal, so it was time to move on. Now, if I'm looking on the other side, looking at the Pacers side, Tyrese now, Pascal, Miles Turner. Who else is on that squad? Who do you think is going to move into that starting lineup now that Bruce Brown is gone?
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, they're just gonna shift things around.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield, Neesmith, Pascal, Hield.
They got some decent players.
Yeah, my only issue is that they're injured right now, so I don't really know when they're gonna be able to get it together. And Halliburton's their best player, and they got to reevaluate him soon. And honestly, without him, they're a shell of a team. They're not the same squad at all. And so I'm interested to see where Siakam's going to fit in all this. I mean, we don't really know if he's a system player or not. He's kind of just there. So we'll see what happens. I hope it's a good fit for him. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Raptors definitely made out. On paper, I think the Raptors made out better. They got 3 first-round picks for Pascal Siakam.
For Pascal Siakam. Now, I think the only thing is Pascal Siakam was an important player on an actual championship team. They legitimately won a championship, and Pascal was they had Van Vliet and they had Lowry in addition to Kawhi. So I don't know what option I would say Pascal was.
It depended on the night.
It depended on the night. But now, bro, Jay, you said he's bringing that spin move to Indiana.
Yeah, that's something they were lacking. So
yeah. So we shall see. I think it's going to be interesting because I think that year playing with Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, and Kawhi Leonard and being able to fit in and win the championship I do think he'll be able to kind of be off the ball and let Halliburton cook. Of course, Halliburton is not going to equal Kawhi, so they're not, going to win the championship or anything this year. I actually think, this year, I don't know if they really make any meaningful movement. Maybe they get above the Knicks in like a playoff series. Um, I kind of want to say the Heat too, but probably not. You can't bet against the Heat in the playoffs. But I still don't think this puts them up there with like Boston, Milwaukee, Philly. I still think they're kind of a tier below, and I'm hoping they can continue to climb because they gave up 3 first-round picks. They gave up their pick this year, a couple years from now, and another pick that they had traded for recently. So I don't really know what their plan is, but I hope they have one.
They're really going all in on this Pascal Siakam trade. Like you said, the next 3 years,
which sounds funny.
It's going to be this team. So they have to hope that the ceiling isn't a top 4 seed in the East. They're hoping the ceiling is a top 2, top 3, which I think it can be. I mean, they're plugging Siakam into the best offense in the league. I think it
that is true.
Better. He can shoot the 3. He can take it to the hole. So I think this is actually a good trade for the Pacers. I don't know. I think it's kind of a wild card to see if he elevates them or doesn't. But I think there is a very high upside for this trade. And I'm very interested to see what happens next.
Yeah, a 20-point scorer who can play defense. Like, he's going to get you 20 points. He's going to get you over 20 points. He's going to get you over 5 rebounds, probably around 5 assists. And he plays defense. That's a really, really solid player. I think playing with Halliburton, he's really going to have to lock in on working on the 3. Really lock in on working on the 3 because Indiana, they run back and forth. They launch threes. They throw lobs, and he's going to have to learn how to just kind of let Halliburton cook. But I'm glad that the Pacers are making moves. I just wonder if Siakam was the guy I would send 3 first for. It kind of reminds me of the Hawks. Like, the Hawks sent 3 first-round picks for DeJounte Murray. And to be honest, their team has gotten worse since then. But even at the time, you could expect, okay, the team will get better because we added an all-star in DeJounte Murray, like a fringe all-star. But at the same time, we gave up so many assets that if the ceiling isn't championship, it might not be looked at as a good move in hindsight. So I think they're expecting their young players to continue to get better. I think they're expecting guys like you said, Neesmith, like Benedict Mathurin, all those dudes. I think that they're expecting, okay, 2 or 3 years from now, those dudes getting better, plus Halliburton, plus Siakam, might get us to the mountaintop. I don't really think it was a move they made with this year in mind.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like they're going all in on Halliburton, to be honest. They're like, hey, this is our guy. He's our number 1. We need to build around him. And so we were talking about it before, but Pascal Siakam, we were like, is he a 2 on a championship team? I don't know. And that becomes the biggest question with this move. That becomes the biggest question because I feel like they made this move thinking that's how they see him. Like, the younger players will develop, but he's supposed to come in and be there too.
Yep. He's there too. And they're playing against some really talented squads. Boston's very talented.
I'm saying everybody else is too.
Yeah.
Significantly better.
Yeah. So, man, we'll see.
But in other news, what about the Jazz? They're on a hot streak right now.
The Jazz are cooking.
And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out what's the difference. Like, what has happened at this part of the season where the Jazz was like, all right, let's like turn up right now. Like, I know their squad is good. I know they got great bench players and everything like that. They have great starters, but then they weren't winning like this before. And now, like, they're winning. They're like 9-1 in their last 10 or something crazy like that. And they're only above the Lakers because they had a slow start.
Mm-hmm. I think they finally got back to being healthy. I know
they did.
Were out during the beginning of the season, and they finally have gotten back to meshing together. I mean, they had a hot start last season. They were top of the West
did.
The first 20, 25 games last season. And then, of course, they fell off. But I think they got another year. Markkanen's having an all-star season. And the rest of the squad is having a great season. The role players are good. I mean, you look at their role players, Jordan Clarkson, Olynyk, even the rookie Keontae Georges, they have him as the third or fourth best rookie, behind Jaime, Chet, and Victor. So I think the squad is coming together as a whole. They just needed a little bit of time to kind of work together and work out their injury issues.
Yeah, bro, they got injured. They got Colin Sexton back. But I mean, it's still an incredible stretch. They were threatening to pretty much about to be waving the white flag. Like they were about to be down and out. We'll just, get a pick and play for next year. So they've shown a lot of fight. I think Markkanen is a true all-star. I like Markkanen a lot. But honestly, they just have good, solid players. They just have Chris Dunn. They have Colin Sexton, Markkanen. I won't really say THT, but they just have players that are good, solid pros, yo. And I think even though they don't have a star, so I look at them and think, they can't do it. But when you put together a collection of good players, honestly, in the regular season especially, that can carry you a long way. Mm-hmm. That can carry you a long way. So they're a team you don't want to play, bro. They just beat the Lakers, and I was very upset about it. And D'Lo put up 40 points, and they still beat the Lakers.
But listen, bro. On the other hand, the Lakers just beat the Thunder. Does that mean anything? Like, the NBA, streaky teams get hot, like try harder at times. Like the Lakers beat the Thunder. The Thunder are the second best team in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Do we think the Lakers are going on a win streak? I don't. I don't.
Unfortunately, not, brothers.
I hope so.
Unfortunately, not. Bro, I was watching that Lakers Thunder game. I had to literally text y'all. That man, Jalen Williams, is such a hooper. Jalen Williams, not that other one, number 8, bro. The one with the braids. That man is such a hooper that I think low-key in about 3 to 4 years, he's going to be a perennial all-star. Mm-hmm. He's going to be an all-star team every single year. Bro, he hits every mid-range. He's automatic from mid-range. You cannot stop him. It was really wild to watch. And it kind of made me see a little bit why the Thunder are so good, because I think about their roster and I'm like, how are they the number 2 seed? Like, what's going on with their record? But I watch them and it's like, oh, okay, some of these players whose names aren't that big, they're actually hooping. And so, of course, Shea's doing his thing, Chet's doing his thing. But those other guys, the Thunder really have good players. Like I was talking about the Jazz, but the Thunder have that all throughout their starting lineup.
Yeah, everybody's shooting above 50% in their lineup. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy. The whole team.
Yeah.
And then they're all shooting like above 35 from 3. It's like ridiculous.
Bro, I think it's like they have 7 players shooting above 40% from 3.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
7 or 8 players. Yes, I saw it.
What?
You can't beat that. You know how like it's like, oh, like we'll leave them open, we'll live. You can't do that with them because they're all shooters.
They hit all the shots. They hit all the shots, and OKC is gonna have one of those. It's like history's repeating itself because they had the young squad, the James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, the up and coming squad. And do you guys think it's gonna happen again where Chet, Jalen Williams, Shai, they're all gonna need to get paid? They're all gonna have to leave. If they don't do it now, they're within the next 2 to 3 years. They're gonna be parting ways. Just money, assets, playing time.
Because of what Kaim was saying is true. Jalen Williams, why would I stay here when they're like, Shea's the guy, then Chet, then maybe me, when I can go somewhere else and get paid and hoop? Mm-hmm. So I think you're right with that. Yeah, I think they got a couple years on the squad, and then they all might start being like, yo, we're good enough to damn near have our own team. Mm-hmm. Like we can branch out.
Yeah,
we'll see. I have to believe OKC is going to dang near get into the boxing ring and fight as hard as they can not to let that happen again. Because I know that in hindsight's 2020, but I know that the Thunder wish they had to just put KD, Russ, and Harden in a room together, brought in some kind of Phil Jackson type coach and said, look, bruh, I know all y'all want the ball, but our squad right now has the potential to literally be the Warriors. Like the Thunder should have been the Warriors.
It should have been the Warriors before the Warriors were the Warriors.
Before the Warriors, and they let it break up. And I get it because all three guys are MVPs. No way all three of them would have got MVPs if they stayed together. I do get that, but I feel like the Thunder, if they have any sort of inkling that they have some kind of potential like that again, they're gonna try anything, bro. They're probably gonna hire like a sports psychologist, get people in there, bro. Get talking to people, bro. Work with this person's ego, work with that person. They cannot let that kind of talent out the door ever again, bro. Because that's one of the biggest what ifs, bro. What if KD, Russ, and Harden had stayed together, bro?
But brother,
Oof.
the paycheck. The paycheck.
Bro, but teams have 3 stars. Like teams do it all the time. I'm not saying it's
not like that, bro. Not like that. 3 MVPs. They had 3 MVPs. No team has had in our lifetime.
Bro, the CBA is gonna mess them up.
Bro, the CBA is not gonna mess them up that bad. If the owner's willing to go into the luxury tax, you can get 3 players, bro. We had LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. We had Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen. We kept going forward, bro. We had Steph, Clay, KD, and Draymond.
Nobody else won
The Suns currently have KD, Booker, and Beal.
And that's only one MVP on like all those teams, if that.
No, bro. I agree with you, Jeremiah, in terms of the MVP. I'm just saying in terms of the paycheck, they could make it work if they were serious about making it work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
But, I mean, I'm thinking also Lou Dort. I'm thinking
think about the little guys.
They're gonna have they have too many good players. So Lou Dort's important to them, Giddey's important to them.
Wiggins, Isaiah Joe
is important to them.
Over 40%. They can go some
Isaiah Joe might be their best shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
The Thunder might actually draft too well. Like the Thunder draft insane for my whole time being a basketball fan. The Thunder have been drafting at an insane level. So I respect the organization quite a bit. I know the Clippers are mad. Y'all know SGA used to play on the Clippers.
Yeah.
And they traded for who did they trade him for? Paul George. Yeah. Paul George. And I guess that's a win-win.
I think it was a win-win.
Yeah, that's a win-win.
Hey, y'all. I guess that's it for this segment. All right. We're back. Hey, man. So I've been taking in a lot of content lately, and I've just been thinking that Cameron and Mace are very funny. And so earlier today, I just happened to be like watching them because they're just a funny duo. They're real friends. Kind of reminds me of us. They're cool. And so they talk about sports, obviously. And so, D Wade had his moment for the Heat the other day, the ceremony. They're like acknowledging him, all that greatness. And he came to a ceremony with his nails painted. And Mace was like, he was like, man, seeing D Wade paint his nails is like seeing Jordan in lingerie. Pause. And the thing is, I feel like because of them, they're bringing back pause. Like, I feel like people haven't been saying pause like that since I was in like middle school, like maybe high school, but middle school. Have y'all like seen that?
Bro, no, we were saying pause in college, bro.
We were saying pause, bro.
We were saying pause OD.
We.
I feel like we say pause. We used to say no homo, but like now it's less acceptable.
No homo. Yeah, we're woke. We're woke, bro. We don't use no homo anymore, but we were on it. I was on that every day as a teenager, bro.
Before you learn
I learned how offensive it was. That's what we were saying.
I stopped saying it when there was that Boondocks episode, and he was like, "No, don't say no homo. We say yes homo."
Bro, I stopped saying it when they fined Jokic and they almost suspended the man because he said it in the middle of an interview. I was
But
like, oh, all
he's
right.
not from here. He didn't know.
Guess we got to retire that one.
He thought that's just what people said in America.
Bro, it probably is.
He was like, yo, they be saying no homo in the locker room all the time. I say it in a press conference, I get fined.
Oh,
Gee,
bro.
that's funny. But yeah,
They're bringing pause back, bro. I mean, okay. That's really the question. Is it sweet if I paint my nails right now? If I show up my nails and I had the little yachty black, you know what I'm saying, the green. Bro, because there's actually nothing wrong with being sweet, but would you automatically assume I'm why are you laughing? Would you automatically assume I'm sweet?
No,
but
you can't automatically assume now.
no, you wouldn't okay. I wouldn't automatically assume, but if we're playing the numbers game, Cameron and Mace and their audience, they saw D Wade, and he had the red for the Heat. You know what I'm saying? They saw that, and they're like, "Whoa!" There's already been controversy around D Wade just because how he parents and things like that. So that was just adding more fuel to the fire for them. Mm-hmm. But I don't assume because these days everybody does everything. To be honest with you,
these days everybody does everything.
Mm-hmm. I think my thing is, kind of why? Like, what is the point? Like, I know some people like it. I know it's kind of gaining a lot of like attention, or like you see like I know you see Jalen Green doing it, or like other younger sports players doing it. I think it's like why? Is it to be different? Do you like painting your nails? There's no problem with that. Because even if you talk to like women, and they're even like, "Yo, I kind of don't really like that." Like it's like they say it, like, "Yo, I don't like that." Like, why do guys do that? So I think my question is why.
You said what, Jay?
No, I was just gonna say I personally I feel like I meet more women that are homophobic than men. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
they just be more low key about it. But I've met way more women that are homophobic than men. I'd be like, oh, like yeah, my friend, especially now how they be calling men sassy and stuff all the time. They're like, oh yeah, he's sassy. I don't like that.
Yeah, but he's sassy.
Man, he can't like to take pictures. He can't want to take pictures of himself.
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, one time I was not trying to cross the street in front of goddamn cars. There was some cars that are probably like 8 seconds away. I'm like, nah, I'll just wait. She's like, dang, you're zesty? I just want to keep my life.
Like,
at the end of the day, bro, I'm trying to
move to you? Like, what?
Bro, they'll say anything these days, but I think that's the biggest question for me. Sometimes I'm in the nail salon, bro. I go get the mani-pedi. That's already, 10% on the line. But I like the mani-pedi. There's no question about it. But they always ask me, yo, do you want clear polish? And I'm not gonna lie, bro. In college, I was getting the clear polish. I've decided if I have a girlfriend, I'm getting the clear polish because I'm covered.
Yeah.
But if I don't have the shorty, I probably gotta go bare. I gotta go bare just to make sure, like Jay said, bro. It's a numbers game at that point, bro. It's the numbers game.
Right. Nothing's wrong with the mani-pedi. Low-key, nothing's wrong with the clear polish. Nothing's wrong with the clear polish.
No. I used to go get a clear polish with my mom.
There's always the stipulations that come with the polish, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I think when it's a color and you can obviously see it, people kind of take that like, it's really why? Like, why?
Why?
And I think that's what, especially the older generation, like, why would you do that? Like, why would you want to look not more feminine? I guess it's not even more feminine, but like, why would you want to paint your nails black?
But that's how they.
Because that's not professional. That's not like, even though we don't like to admit it, our bias is already like when you see someone, you already have a bias about them, and you don't
exactly.
So the first time you see someone like that, you already have a perception of them or you already have a bias of them. So it's, and of course,
And I think, bro, I think people have to start
Yeah,
owning
I
that.
mean,
Like,
listen,
I think it's
my family,
good.
they saw
Oh wait, go
y'all
ahead,
with your
Jay.
ears pierced right now. They're you're not teetering the line. They're saying yes, homo to you. But but I will say,
Yeah.
but I will say they're getting better. But I'm saying there's also a lot of people that still think like them. So ears pierced, colored nails,
Yeah.
even a clear coat. And to me, I thought a clear coat was fine. Like if somebody is looking that close at my nails to see I'm wearing a clear coat, that's their problem. Like that's their problem. Come
Yeah,
on, dog.
bro.
That's
Oh, yeah, you're
ridiculous.
wild.
mm,
Yeah, bro. When I wear the dangling earring, sometimes around anybody over the age of 45,
That brings me to my next
they're
point.
dang near pulling me to the side.
Kaim, Vulture, about the corporate world, and you know how things are changing. People can wear earrings in the office. People can paint their nails. People can have tattoos exposed. A lot of those are new cultural norms that are being brought to the corporate world. And so I want y'all to
Yeah.
know: are there things that are too far that you think shouldn't be allowed in corporate,
Hmm.
or do you like this new era of things being more relaxed?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I like it being more relaxed. Like I know for me, I'll probably take. I'm starting my new job soon. I'll probably take my earrings out for the first week or two,
Hmm.
just so they get to know me. They know who I am, what kind of work I do, and then after that, I'm putting my earrings back in, and then they'll get to know me like that as well. So I don't think like earrings aren't too much. I know even like tattoos. I think tattoos are okay if it's not like crazy. If you're not getting teardrops on your eyes and crossing all over your forehead, then I think that's okay. Um, piercings. Do you guys think kind of piercings like on the face, especially maybe not for women, but more for men, like the nose piercing or the septum or even the lip ring? Do you think that's too much in the corporate setting?
Doesn't matter to me.
Bro, it's
I
hard to
don't.
say what's
If you
too
don't
much.
affect my work or my life, why do I care? That's the thing about this
Yeah.
life that we're
Yeah.
living. I feel like I don't know what was up with the older generation where they were on everybody like that, but I don't care. It means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they were
Yeah,
doing back then, where
they
it's
were
like,
on their
oh, I can't
body.
believe he has his ears pierced. Oh, I can't believe he has his nails painted. That means it doesn't affect me. If it doesn't affect me, I don't care. That's how I've always been. That's how I'm
Yeah.
gonna be. That's how I'll teach my offspring. Does it affect your well being? No. Okay, that's just
His
what they like. I
offspring.
don't care. And I don't even like I don't have any piercings.
Yeah,
I don't
bro.
have any tattoos. But other people having them doesn't bother me.
Yeah, bro. I agree. I think that we have to accept the fact that what Grant said is a good point. People are gonna have their biases. So I think that you should always be you. Like for me, I love my earring, bro. I normally wear two. Um, and I kind of told myself, look, if in this workplace I can't wear my earrings, honestly, it's so important to me. I'll just find another workplace, bro. I got a resume where I'm gonna wear that, but there's other stuff I wouldn't do. I'm not pulling up in basketball shorts just because that's comfortable. But if somebody did, this on them. I just think we have to stop. I don't think it's quite that fair sometimes to always be so offended when people think of you a certain way when you do a certain thing. Like if I pull up and I have the Glock 45 tattooed on my forearm, and you're a little bit scared of me. I mean, bruh, really, you shouldn't be like, don't take it too far. But like, I have to understand that this is the aura I'm putting forward. Like Grant said, like if I put teardrops on my face, bro, I'm purposely getting that across. So I understand when I wear my earrings, bro. Some of the older folks, some of the folks, of a less melanated complexion, they're looking and they're a little confused. They're like, is this dude the same as 2 Chainz? And eventually you're like, yo, I'm not.
Yo.
But I just think you kind of gotta own it and just be yourself and live with whatever comes with that.
Mm. And to your point, Kaim, the people who are in higher positions in corporate are of the less melanated complexion. Some
Yeah.
of these people have not had African American friends or black friends, have not grown up with black people, and the only thing they see about black people is what they see on TV, the
Yep.
rappers, the athletes. So if
That's
you
what they
come
see.
in looking like a rapper or an athlete, the only perception they have of you is a rapper.
Is what they see.
What they
Yeah.
say.
Or the news with a mugshot.
Yeah. So, and that's just how it is. It sucks that that's how it is, but that's how
Yeah.
it is. And I even talked to my pops about it a few days ago. My dad always said, "You want to go to work looking like the CEO." And what does the CEO look like? Look up all the CEOs. No beard, no tattoos, no piercings.
Dang, no beard. I didn't even think about that.
No beard. My dad was like, "Yo, you gotta shape up your beard before you start work." I was like, "No." He's like, "You don't take it off." I'm like, "No." But that's just how it is.
Beard?
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, bro. Now that is true. I have done that in my office. Like for some reason, all the partners, like 85% of the partners, come to work every day in a button up with no tie and a suit jacket. Like almost every day, that's just what they wear. So before I was coming in, for the first few days, like you said, Grant, the first few days you want to impress, I was wearing the full suit, including the tie. Then as I got more lax, I started wearing, sweaters or whatever. But I always try to remind myself, wait a minute, every single partner is wearing the button up and the suit jacket. So if I want to be a part of that, and once you get there, you can set the culture. Yeah. That's a different thing. But on your way, when you actually are trying to improve, you sometimes do have to make those choices to kind of I'll say conform, even though that's sometimes kind of a bad word, because people want to work with people that remind them of them. That's just how it works. Like that, they're gonna hire people that they feel like they can relate to, and sometimes how you dress is a part of that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back to finish this up. We got some more good stuff coming up. Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are, 3 in the key again. So, boys, I know a couple weeks back we were talking about the MVP ladder, who was coming up, and right now Joel Embiid is on a tear, putting up historic numbers, going crazy. And y'all know he's one of the players that I'm a hater of personally, because he just be on the court and he falls down like a cartoon character at every game, and he's too big for doing that.
Yeah. Bro, Embiid's cooking. Embiid just put 40 something on Jokic and got the win. Embiid, his numbers are crazy. The numbers are absolutely crazy. But the big thing that's happened is he got the N1 that was kind of the dagger to the game the other day. It was his big highlight when Aaron Gordon barely touched him. And the refs still gave him the whistle. I mean, he hit the shot. Good shot. I have respect for that. But, like, the way he's refereed, I finally agree with you, Jay, what you said a couple of weeks ago. The way he's reffed in the regular season is part, not all, but that's part of the reason why they don't have nearly as much playoff success as they have regular season success, bro. Because that ticky-tack stuff is not getting called in the playoffs. And it really made me realize any player whose game is heavily dependent on free throw, such as Prime Harden or Embiid, bro, they're going to get screwed in the playoffs because the game's going to get more physical. They're not getting that call, bro. The only player I've seen kind of show some success is Trae Young with that. But even still, I mean, nowhere near championship and stuff like that. So it's kind of a double-sided coin to me because Embiid is playing amazing right now. But after watching that Nuggets game, I was a little bit like, I could see another second round exit, bruh. Because he took like 16 or 18 free throws. In the playoffs, he's not getting all those, dog. He's not getting all those.
I agree. Embiid's one of those players where he struggles in a series because after the second game, I feel like a team kind of figures him out. Looks into at him, stop this pass. You kind of know his spot's at the top of the key. You know his spot now. So I think they figure him out throughout the playoffs, and that's why he struggles. In terms of the MVP, he's playing at an MVP level. He has MVP numbers. His team is MVP caliber because top 3 team in his conference. What I'm actually looking at now, you guys know that you have to make a certain amount of games to become the MVP, and he's missed 10 already. He can only miss 17.
And you can only miss like 17, yeah.
So it's not even halfway through the season, and he can only miss 6-7 more games. So imagine he gets a toe injury or he gets a shoulder injury. He's out for 2 or 3. He rests for another 2. What if he gets an injury he wasn't another unforeseen injury? Then 16, 17, 18 games, and now he's not eligible. So I think that's a thing that we should be looking at because I think he's missed the most out of any star, if I'm not mistaken. Any star on the MVP caliber level right now.
Yeah.
So I think my question to you guys is, what happens when or if he's the clear-cut MVP? Maybe his team is second in the East. I don't think they'll catch the Celtics, but his team is second in the East. He's averaging 30, 33, 34, 35 points a game, 10 rebounds, and he's a clear-cut MVP, but he just doesn't have the eligible games.
I mean, I think it is what it is. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And honestly, you said like if it happens, I'm leaning toward when. I'm leaning toward when it happens because he doesn't normally play that many games. Like when you really think about it, he doesn't normally play that many games. Even starting from like back when he came to the league injured, you know, he finally started playing. Still didn't play too much. When he like became an all-star, that's when he finally started playing a lot more. And so like this is the most he's probably going to play is around that like 60 something game mark probably. I mean, we're not even at the All-Star break, and like Grant said, he's already missed so many games. He's just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to do every single thing he can to get the award because I think the award actually matters to him. The problem is going to be actual injury. Like, I don't think he's going to low manage his way out of the MVP, but if he has a ticky-tack kind of injury here or there, or a bump or a bruise, he's probably going to have to miss. And if he doesn't miss, let's say he pushes through to try to get the award, does that help the Sixers? Does that help him going into the playoffs? So it's going to be close coming down the stretch because he has to miss less games than he's already missed. And, you know, it's going to be tough. He's so big. He's a little bit injury prone. He hits the ground a lot. Players are, you know, I guess hacking him a lot. He's at the free throw line. So that'll be tough. That'll be a tough way to go out. I'd be pretty upset because, bro, he's averaging 35, bro. Like he's scoring like he's during Kobe Bean Bryant at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. His percentage from the 3 is above average. His percentage from the free throw is elite. His percentage of the field is above average. Like, this is a very skilled big man. Joel Embiid might be one of the most skilled big men I've ever watched. So I have a lot of respect for him, and I hope he makes it.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the Sixers are a good squad. They put together a good squad without James Harden. Is this the year? Because it's been, man, I remember watching them as a freshman in college getting bounced by the Celtics in the playoffs. So is this the year? It's been 5 years getting bounced by the Celtics.
Yeah.
I still think that team was that team that Jimmy Butler was on. I still think that was the best Sixers team.
That was a great squad.
Years, I mean.
Pull up some Embiid.
I mean, I want to respect them. But they're another one of those teams like, yeah, like you're good in the regular season, but playoff basketball just hits some teams differently. And I think they're one of those. Yeah.
Lights are too bright.
Bro, 35 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. I do think the one thing that gives me some hope is that assist numbers. Like, this is Embiid's career. I'm pretty sure it's a career high. Yeah. This year, he's averaging 6 assists. The most he's ever averaged in the past is 4. So, obviously, his passing is getting better, coming out of the double team. And on top of that, he's also averaging the most shots he's ever averaged. So, it's not like he's just decided to be a complete passer now. He's putting the ball up. He's still scoring, but he's passing it better out of the double team. He had a few games in a row with 10 assists. Like, he's had a triple-double. So, I do think Embiid is getting better. I don't think it's a situation where, like, okay, Embiid's the same as he's always been. It's going to be the same. But in terms of getting over that hump of Boston, or even a Milwaukee or one of those teams. It's just tough. I mean, Boston is so talented, realistically, that they should be in the finals. Like Boston is really the team that should be there with Tatum, Brown, Holiday, Porzingis, and then you got good role players and like Derek White, and all these other guys. So I don't think they can beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. I don't. But the Celtics sometimes choke too. So we'll see. We might look up at the end of the year and it's darn Eric Spoelstra again. I would not be that surprised.
Hey man, the East is full of chokers, bro. I mean, you've seen the Celtics choke every single time. The Sixers, oh my gosh, the Sixers. It's been 6 years of choking, and the Bucks, even the Bucks, bro, couldn't even take it against the Heat. So
yeah,
and
yeah,
man, I don't trust any team in the East. I just can't. The track record is. Oh wow, the Cavaliers got back into that 4 spot.
Cavaliers are back in that 4 spot where they were last year.
Yeah, nobody cares though. Nobody cares.
Yeah. What's the difference, bro? What's the difference between a team that you can believe in the playoffs and not? Because I feel like, especially in the West, like the Thunder and the Timberwolves being 1 and 2, they're on that line as well. Like last year, the Grizzlies being 2 and the Kings being 3. What is the reason why these teams can play so well in the regular season, but nobody's even kind of worried about them making a run at the championship?
I think what it comes down to is who your best player is. I genuinely think that carries so much because certain players, like, all right, they're good in the regular season. Are they gonna stay good in the playoffs? All right, they're good in the regular season. Are they gonna get better or worse in the playoffs? Like, for example, the Knicks, they get to the playoffs. Julius Randle comes in averaging like 27, 5 and 5, something crazy like that, and then gets in the playoffs, averages like 18, 5 and 5, like shooting horribly, relying on Jalen Brunson a lot more. That's what happens. And I feel like a lot of these teams, that's what their best player ends up doing in the playoffs. But the top 3 teams, you're like, all right, the teams we can kind of believe in, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers. Even though sometimes Jason Tatum like chokes a little bit, the Celtics are good enough as a whole team that they can make up for the So like if Jason Tatum goes down, Jaylen Brown might step up. Derek White might step up. Like there's somebody on those squads, like the Nuggets, the Bucks. They have people on their squads that will step up and elevate their play. The Sixers, I would hope they have somebody, but whatever happens, it's like Tobias Harris stinking it up.
Yeah, we'll see if Maxey becomes that guy. We'll see in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think a lot of these teams that we consider are like locks or playoff teams or like good playoff squads are teams that have the history of winning. So you talked about the Timberwolves and the Thunder. They've never been to the playoffs within recent. They have not gone deep into the playoffs in recent memory. They haven't made it past the first or second round. So it's like, how can we consider them if they haven't done it yet? Like the Cavaliers, they're 4th seed in the East. Do you think they're going to make it past the first round? Do you think if they play the Heat right now, do you think they'll win?
I'm not taking them over the Heat, bro.
The Heat have a history of winning.
Yeah, I'm not taking them over the Heat.
Do you think if the Thunder or the Timberwolves played whoever the 8th seed is, which I think is
the Lakers?
The Lakers?
My bad. It's not the Lakers. It's not the Lakers right now.
It's like the Mavs, right?
Yeah. No, it's the Suns.
Oh, it's the Suns.
Would you
take
Would you take the Suns or the Thunder over the Suns?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know, bro.
Healthy Suns? I don't think so.
In a 7-game series.
1-8 is Timberwolves Suns. 2-7 will be Thunder Kings. I'm definitely taking the Thunder over the Kings.
You take the Thunder over the Kings?
I would take the Thunder over the Kings also.
Now, it's close because the Kings were good last year, but
I don't think they're as good as they were.
Yeah, now that Timberwolves Suns matchup is so hard to pick against KD, Beal, and Booker. And it's important to remember that those 3 have probably played like 10 games together, max. So, yeah, I agree with your point. It's close for me, but yeah, I agree with your point. You're going to lean towards KD, bro.
Why does everyone say the Lakers? Why do we say Lakers championship?
Because LeBron James is on the team, bro. That's why.
LeBron James.
That's
10 seed.
Bro, I remember when they were like, oh, like when the Lakers played the Trailblazers in the playoffs, were like, oh, the Trailblazers are a sneaky seed. They might
the
Lakers
in the bubble.
Yeah, I was like,
there was no chance.
The Lakers have LeBron James, bro, and they have the best defense at the time. Like, what are you talking about? What are we talking about?
Bro,
yeah, bro.
We're talking about the worst.
I mean, that's what happened in the in-season tournament. But that's why the Pacers feel confident, and I feel like that probably emboldened them to go ahead and make the trade, because when teams were actually playing hard, like for real, Boston, Milwaukee, the Pacers beat them. Now, again, that's one game, not 4 out of 7. But the Pacers went up against the best teams in the East and won.
Mm.
So they feel like, okay, when those teams are playing hard, we can play with them. So we better go get us a player. And they got them a player. So the Pacers right now are the 6th seed. They will have to play the Sixers. Ooh-wee.
That'd be good.
That would be a series, bro. That would be a series. I hope the Pacers get to the second round. I actually do. I'll be honest.
That would mean another Sixers first round exit.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Embiid is unstoppable.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he's very stoppable, bro. Here's the thing: those free throws that he takes, they're gonna get cut in half in the playoffs. He's gonna be flopping around, be like, "Yo, come on." He's probably gonna end up hurting himself from all this falling. Like, I mean, it's a 7-game series. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it would be close no matter what team the Sixers play with. But
yeah,
you can't win like that. You can't. And, you know, I respect his numbers, 35-10, 35-11, whatever it is. But then you look back at the history and, like, other centers that have averaged that, and they did it without the free throws. They were that good that they were missing the free throw. Like, they got the free throws. They were missing them, though.
Like Shaq.
Yeah.
Like Shaq. Bro, Shaq was giving you 40 shooting 50% from the free throw line, bro. That boy Shaq.
And Embiid is shooting 88% from the free throw line, so I'll respect him for that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do foul him, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because he's knocking that joint down like Kevin Durant. Like, you can trust him. So it's one of those things, man. The playoffs are going to be – there's a lot of good teams. It should be Boston in the East, but they're just so young. I feel like they've been young forever.
I was like, you can't say that anymore, bro.
They keep talking about how
yeah,
you
can't say that.
Them boys are
they're not young,
bro. They're prime. It's prime time.
They are.
Bro, they've been young since LeBron was on the Cavs still.
It's their time. But that wraps up this episode. Boys, I think it was another good one, another doozy of 3 in the Key. And we will talk to y'all and see y'all later. Peace.